In yesterday's video, I played this spell damage Shaman over here on the deck tracker, but I wanted to make a couple changes to it. So I ended up cutting some of the top end to Cumulo Maximus, the Wrasse, and one Sorceress substitute, so I could drop the curve a bit. In particular, I wanted to try playing Surging Tempest because it just didn't feel right not having this in this deck. Just such a powerful one drop. I also added a couple copies of Molten Burst because it's just more burn for the deck. And it's like pretty easy to get spell damage as soon as you have +1 spell damage. This is just a very efficient card, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And then once I was playing Molten Blasts, I thought it might be a good idea to play a Vicina as well. And so far I think I like these changes that slim the deck down a little bit. It just makes it more consistent for you to hit like actual playable stuff to curve out with, which is important when you're already playing so many situational cards like, you know, Lava Burst and Lightning Bolt and Lightning Bloom and stuff like that. The current list I'm pretty happy with. My only real consideration is the Sorceress substitute. It's really just an insane game-winning card if you can ramp it out with like Lightning Bloom. But otherwise it is pretty clunky. I think this might be better off as a Cumulo Maximus, or maybe even as something cheaper. But it definitely won me some games. Overall, I would say I like this list quite a bit. And at 9 and 6, I wouldn't say that the deck is like super good or anything, but I'm definitely winning more than I'm losing, and I think I could probably take this to Legend. Lady Vosh is pretty good, but probably not a keep. Lightning Bloom's good because maybe I can scam with a Squall Hunter or something. There's maybe a world where I Lightning Bloom out one of these removal spells next turn. Probably not against that. Oh, Rune Dagger's a really good draw. Fuck your Wolpertinger. So with this Rune Dagger, I can actually Molten Blast for 3 next turn. That's pretty good. Just gonna coin the hero power here. I definitely like doing this. It puts 3 things in play. I can actually Vicina and Lightning Bloom next turn. Yeah, I'd probably just do that and hit him for a bunch. I guess I'm just ramping out a totem, but that's fine. Oh, taunt totem even. Nice. I'm a bit overloaded for next turn, but I can still play Serpent Shrine Portal. Oh, that seems way too slow. Yeah. Wow. Molten Blast into Vicina. Easy win. Could play the Arcane Watcher on turn 1, but not so good when I don't have an activator for it. Probably just play this naturally, 2 into 3. Serpent Shrine Portal is pretty good, but it's actually not that good against modern Demon Hunters, is it? Sorceress Substitute. If I can find Rune Dagger, I can play my 12/12 on turn 3. You can just hero power into this, but that's kind of fine. He might not want to spend 1 mana on his hero power this turn anyway. Don't think I'm ever coining out this spell. God, Rune Dagger was so good here. It killed the Battle Fiend, it enabled this next turn. Could have played Lady Bosch, but there's no way it sticks next turn for the substitute. Trades. Even with this 2 overload, I can actually still play the 12/12 next turn if he doesn't deal with the Squall Hunter. And I think it's not that easy to deal with it, other than like Consume Magic, which doesn't totally deal with it, but kinda does. Could have traded into the Battle Fiend, but this seems like a go face kind of board. I potentially just have lethal next turn. Probably not super likely. I imagine he's going to deal with at least one of my threats here. But he could be dead. Oh, he's dead. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty hard to beat Squall Hunter into substitute. Last game I had Molten Blast into Vicina and kind of just won the game off the back of it. That might be particularly strong against Druid. What if I just keep this hand? There are definitely ways to improve this hand, but it looks pretty good so far. Squall Hunter. So if I coin Squall Hunter on 3, I have 2 mana on 4, which means I won't be able to Molten Blast. Might still coin it out, though. Oh, actually, if the Note Taker lives, then I can coin Squall Hunter into coin Molten Blast. That would be pretty good. Oh, Lightning Bloom. So I can play a 5/7 here. I wouldn't have any mana next turn. So I guess if I was going to do that, I would just go ahead and play Diligent Note Taker as well. Tempo. I can coin out a Sludge Slurper here. Yesterday I was in a similar position where, like, I'm actually overloaded for 4 here, but I'm pretty sure coin does still give me mana the more I think about it. But anyway, I could coin out the Sludge Slurper. I would still have mana to play Molten Blast next turn. So that's probably fine. Oh, I actually don't get the mana. Wow. That's surprising to me. Interesting. I just figured since it was gain a mana crystal, it, well, whatever. He better have a swipe. Even if he has a swipe, though, still leaves a 5/7 in play. Next turn I can Vicina to push 2. Oh, you hate to see the 5 mana Anubis Ath Defender.
You stand before King Rastakan.
1/2. Could coin this out. I think it's pretty likely to live, and then I could double studies next turn. But, might want to save the coin for some cheesy sorceress substitute thing. God, I do love Squall Hunter. Alright, I think it's gotta be Squall Hunter. Could have taken Thalnos and then gone turn 6 Thalnos coin substitute. But, Squall Hunter is just pretty damn good. I guess since that was 3 power, we just go Wand Maker over Note Taker. So ideally, my curve goes this on 3 and then coin this out on 5. We'll see, though. Arcane Watcher.
The wand picks
For my glory.
I think I like the Arcane Watcher here. The Squall Hunter is pretty much only better if it lives 2 turns to activate the substitute. Otherwise, I can just go 5/6 into 5/7, which is arguably stronger anyway. Opponent has a freaking Wolf Rider in his deck. Lightning Bloom. So I have 7 mana here. I can ramp up to 7. Note Taker, Squall Hunter, double Storm's Wrath, and then just try to race his ass. He's at 23. I'm showing 18.
I will not be rushed.
I think it's just Squall Hunter trade. It's just too hard to kill him here. I am pretty concerned about what's happening right now, though. If I can play something that potentially generates a Frost Shock this turn, I'll probably go for it. Otherwise, I might play a 12/12. Oh, Wand Maker. Are you the play, Wand Maker? What if I trade? Hit him for 5.
My glory.
Note Taker. Lightning Bloom, Lava Burst him for 7. I'd be overloaded for 4 next turn. That's not really a real play.
For my glory.
I think I play Wand Maker. Bolt.
I will not be rushed. Could you repeat that? Thunderstruck.
I have a lot of damage next turn, potentially, but I think I'm usually dead here. Well, I don't know, 7 from hand isn't that easy when he's already got a weapon in play. Could have done some Storm's Wrath stuff last turn to avoid that. He looks dead, though.
I'll write that down.
Wow. Worried about winning the game into 11 damage overkill. You'll love to see it.
Rastakan versus Illidan. This ends now. You stand before King Rastakan.
Those don't look like early curve cards. I think I'm down to just punch this twice. I'm gonna take a bunch of damage from his 1-drop, but I don't know. For me to take too much damage from it, he kind of has to hero power here, which means he's not really developing a 2-drop, so it's kind of fine to take 5 damage from a 1-drop. Kind of a bummer generally to use 2 weapon charges without using the spell damage, but I do have the second rune dagger, so it's fine. For a very brief moment, I thought that was a consume magic and was very confused. Looks like a Lady Vosh turn. Oh, I actually don't even have to hit with the weapon here. I think I hit with the weapon anyway, though, since I have another one I want to play. Most of my deck is cheap enough that I can just play whatever I draw plus Rune Dagger next turn. Bummer. Maybe the Soul Shear telegraphed that pretty hard. But I don't mind shuffling the Vosh into my deck. I'm gonna bolt here to protect this. Seems hard for him to deal with a 5/6 without a board. Not much point in casting Lava Burst here, is there? 6 damage, he's at 12. Seems better to just not overload so I can play Vosh Prime next turn. And sometimes she'll be lethal. Probably not super often. I need to hit 12 damage, but I definitely can hit 12 damage. I have 6 burn spells in the deck, I think. Could also potentially hit like double Lightning Bloom, which would make this playable. Rest in peace, my Arcane Watcher, though. Is this ever lethal? No, I can't cast the second Lava Burst here. So I've got... Set him to 17, set him to 10. Oh, he's dead. What the fuck? Dude, Vosh Prime's OP.